This is the plaintiff, Erna School of All. She says she brought her car to the defendant's car wash and his machine wrecked the thing. It tore off the molding on her fender and her antenna now looks like a capital L. The defendant denies any wrongdoing and she'll do what she has to do to get the money he owes her. That's for sure. She's suing for $1,025.55, the amount she's most definitely owed. This is the defendant, Anthony Pezzo. He says the molding was an aftermarket item and the thing was rusted out and being held on by a thread. In fact, the whole car is nothing more than a rust bucket. Besides, he has signs saying he is not responsible for things the plaintiff is complaining about, and therefore he owes nothing. He's accused of being all washed up.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Plaintiff says the defendant annihilated her car at the car wash, but the defendant says the car was a rusted-out piece of junk. It's the case of lawsuit at the car wash. Yeah.
Erna School? Yes. Okay. You are suing Newburgh Car Wash Corporation, doing business as Minute Car Wash, represented here by Mr. Pezzo. You're the owner?
Yes.
All right. And you are suing him for $1,025.55, the cost to repair an antenna and some molding that you say his car wash damaged. Yes. Talk to me. Tell me what happened.
Around the middle of September, I went to car wash, put it through, and I paid for it, went out to get my car, and all of a sudden, I looked on my antenna. I have pictures of it.
Okay.
It was all, these are the ones
Okay.
here.
She'll ask you questions.
Now, who is this that you brought with you?
That's my son.
Your son?
Yes.
Okay, now what kind of car is this?
It's a 94 Lincoln Presidential Edition.
So this is a 17-year-old car.
Mm-hmm.
You keep it in very good condition.
Yes.
How long have you had it?
8 years.
Okay, and the antenna's clearly bent. And so what happens?
Well, 2 days after, you see there was one, there's just a little stub left of the antenna. It fell off. It was broken.
Why was the antenna up? Why wasn't it all the way down when you were going through a car wash?
It was when I left it. I don't know what happened.
Okay, but where do you leave it? The point where you leave it is the point where it's about to go into...
When I go into the car wash, I usually turn off the radio, and then the retractor goes in.
Right, and then the car moves how?
The customer exits the vehicle, and my guys that work for me enter the vehicle into the car wash.
Okay, and so what does it look like? Do you have, what kind of car wash is this?
It's a full-service car wash. Customer gets out of the car, and there's nobody in the vehicle.
Is it conveyor belt?
It's a conveyor.
But is your employee inside of it when it goes to the conveyor belt?
No, there's nobody inside the vehicle.
Okay.
And it's all glass.
How far does your employee drive it?
15 feet.
Okay, and puts it on the right spot. You just don't
Right.
want the customers doing that.
Exactly.
All right, then your employee gets out.
Well, she exits the vehicle. We vacuum.
Oh, okay.
And then at that point, one of my guys gets in the vehicles and enters it into the car wash.
Okay. Do your employees turn on the radio so that the antenna will go up so they can listen to music while they're working?
They have no reason to turn on the radio.
Who's the lady who's itching to say something and keeps putting her hand up while you're talking because apparently she doesn't think you're doing a good job?
Nicole is my managing partner.
Come on up. She also married to you?
No.
No. Okay. She's your work wife. She's your work wife, so she has to finish your sentences for you again. What did he say wrong that you want to correct?
The whole time when a customer gets out of the car, they stand there and they can see their entire car. So they can see if a guy goes in
There's glass.
to touch it. Yes, correct.
Okay. So now, but this isn't the only damage that you're complaining about. According to you, you lost your molding too.
Yes.
Okay. There it is. All right. Can I see that? Now, how'd you lose your molding?
That pin did not give. That's why I ripped out the whole piece.
Say it again to me because he's not going to rule on the case.
Okay.
Go ahead. I know he's cute, but he's
the
not
pin
going to
that
rule on your
holds
case.
it.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
The pin that holds the molding.
The pin
did
that
not
holds the
give.
molding.
So I ripped out the whole piece. As you
Okay.
can see on the pictures, the piece of the fender is out.
Okay. Now, do you notice this at the time as well?
No, I came out and I saw the antenna, and I said, "What happened?" And they just pulled their shoulders. And then I went to the car, and I noticed the fender was gone. So I went back and I said, "What happened to my fender?" They said, "Well, we didn't do that." And I happened to look, and they had thrown the fender over right by the car comes out. There was a wash where you do the the floor mats. And they had thrown it under the sink where the floor mats had been washed.
This was just under the sink?
Yeah, they had thrown it over there.
And did you point that out to them? Look,
Yes, yes, I did.
That's pretty bad. What's that about?
No. What happened is we have soft cloths and we have a disclaimer in the front before you pull in, which I have a picture of that if you like to see.
Yeah, let me see that.
Stating that we're not responsible for moldings, any pre-existing damage, or antennas, and so on and so forth. So afterwards, we looked at the vehicle. Anthony looked at the vehicle, then I looked at it after. If you look underneath, which I explained to her, that there was rust, pre-existing damage. So when there's pre-existing damage and rust and holes, the cloths can get stuck. So I'm not stating that it didn't pull it off.
But why didn't anybody say anything to her? Why is she the one saying, look, it's right there?
No,
why is someone saying, no, we didn't do that?
No, the guys...
Let me answer.
Okay.
I mean, at that time, we were probably doing 45, 50 cars an hour.
I don't care. Whoever had a cloth in their hand and this came out should have said, whoa, and said something.
Right, I agree with that. But first of all, I noticed that I let her know too, there is a sign that says, any damage to your car, we're not responsible. But of course, we don't want to treat our customers with disrespect, but I was letting her know that.
Okay, but that's not what your sign says, and your sign can't say that. But what your sign does say,
but it says antennas, moldings, and any pre-existing damage.
We cannot be held responsible for damage to antennas. Every car wash says that.
Right.
Loose moldings. Every car wash says that. Non-stock items. What does that mean?
Aftermarket like that chrome
pieces.
piece.
Which we're feeling that could be. But besides that, Judge.
Visors, bug guards, roof racks, any pre-existing
There was
damage.
rust when I looked, and I explained to her that, there's pre-existing damage because there is rust, and the cloths can get caught because if there's rust, it could be loose. So, and there's holes inside the rust. So as it's washing, it can, slide itself in and get stuck. And
you mean on the automated part?
Yes.
You're talking about in the automated part?
Yes.
So are these signs that say we're not responsible for damage, are they enforceable?
Yes, they are. If you read it before you had the service done, then I think.
And even if you didn't read it, if the sign is there, are you stuck?
I think there should be some accountability on the part of the person who owns the place.
Maybe there should be, but do these signs get them out of this mess?
I say they do, and that's why they put the signs there.
I say you're right. Going inside the courtroom.
Did you ever see the sign, the disclaimer that's right before you go in? Big sign that says we're not responsible for antennas or loose moldings? Did you ever see that?
No, I didn't.
Have you ever brought your car through that car wash before?
I've been going to that car wash for the least 10, 15 years.
Wow. And just out of curiosity, was there ever any effort made to try to resolve this?
Yes. I told her that I would speak to Anthony, but I said to her, I'm not really quite sure, about the molding piece, but maybe the antenna, he would take care of. But I wasn't, like I told her, I wasn't 100% sure. So then all of a sudden we get a letter. So.
Well, here's where we are. I'm always interested in hearing that because when you have somebody who's a 10 or 15-year customer, that's a lot of loyalty. So that's why I was asking about, how it was dealt with, before then, because I don't know. But when it isn't, and when the parties aren't able to resolve it, it comes in front of me, and it's not a matter of, oh, come on, be nice. I have to apply the law. And the law talks about disclaimers when you go into these car washes. And so long as this disclaimer says the things it needs to say, and they all say antenna, and they almost all say loose molding. And this one actually even says more stuff, but our problems here are molding and antenna. On a car, when you take that into consideration with a car that no matter how well you took care of it, it is 17 years old, okay? We have a problem. I wish that you guys had been able to resolve this among yourselves, because now I'm in the position where I just got to call it like I see it in the law. And based on that disclaimer, I can't find them liable. Verdict for the defendant.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Well, it's too bad for the plaintiff that disclaimer covers like everything, and so the damage is not their responsibility. Stand right next to her right there. What?
I thought they were responsible when it was factory installed. I always been told that. Mm-hmm. But
are you surprised at the way they're handling this?
Yes.
Making you take them to court when you're such a long-time customer?
They wouldn't do anything, so I had no choice.
Mm-hmm. But, So when your car gets dirty now, where are you going to go?
There's other places.
You're not going back? Uh-huh. All right.
All right, guys.
Right around there. Okay. All right, come on in here. Is this the way to handle it? I mean, 10, 15 years?
We haven't been
Great,
there.
you won the case. Congratulations.
No, but we haven't been there that long. We were only there. I've never seen her, but that one time. We've been there 2 years. So that's
not long enough to handle it differently?
No, we did try to help her, but she...
Say something.
We definitely try to help
We
her.
did.
That's
We don't wanna be
we're
cold.
doing
Are you
this for a
done
long
with
time.
her? Or is this over? Is she gone?
We'd be happy.
You lost her as a customer. She's not coming to you.
Right.
Are you going to her to offer her anything to keep her as a customer?
We will try to rectify that. We'll try to call and try to keep her and her family as a customer. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right. You won the case, but you can still do something business-wise.
Absolutely.
Harvey?
You got to read these signs, guys, because they are enforceable.